I get asked a lot whether vibrating tumblers are any good and would I recommend them. The answer to that is absolutely yes. I hope this was helpful. Just kidding. Let me go into a bit of detail as to why a vibrating tumbler is a must for any rock tumbler.
Hey, g'day. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Feel free to leave a comment if you want and click on like. And if you'd like to see more of these videos, please consider subscribing. Thanks.
So I guess most people know what a rock tumbler is. This is a rotary type rock tumbler. This is a Lawtone. Pretty much the trusted name in rock tumblers. You can get cheaper ones, but you get what you pay for. So yeah, the idea of these is you put your rocks in here. These take £3, yeah, so 1.5 kilos. You put your rocks in there, you put some grit in, some silicon carbide grit, stage 1, along with some water. They go in there and they rotate. That's why it's called a rotary tumbler. So they rotate for a week. A lot of people are surprised that you tumble rocks for as long as you do to get them nice and polished. But so yeah, so these tumble for a week. And then after a week, you open them up, you tip out your used up grit, and you have a look at your rocks and you think, well, hang on, some of those could go again. A week wasn't long enough. Usually a week is pretty okay for most rocks, but if you're doing something like agates, really hard rocks, they'll need to go again in stage 1. So again, load them up, put some grit in, put some water in, set them off for a week. This is 24/7 too, so 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. After another week, you have a look, open them up. They might be ready to move on to stage 2. Sometimes that might take a month or even longer to get to stage 2. So that's a rotary tumbler. After stage 1, things change. If you're going to use your rotary tumbler to continue, that's fine. You can do that. Everyone does it. A lot of people do it. So take your rocks out, put them in again, use some stage 2 grit, some silicon carbide 220, I think it is. Again, they go for a week. They rotate a week, 24/7. After a week, take it off, tip it out, rinse them off. Stage 3, silicon carbide 600. Another week, rotating. Take them out, have a look. Yes, they're ready for polish now. Fill up with rocks, polish, water. Again, a week, rotating. After a week, so it's at least 4 weeks now. It may be 2 months, it may be 3 months, depending on what sort of rocks you're tumbling. Open them up, tip them out, rinse them off. There's your lovely glossy rocks. That's all well and good, but when you get serious about it, and as far as I'm concerned, any serious rock tumbler should consider a vibratory tumbler. So that's a rotary tumbler. A vibratory tumbler, this is the one I use. It's called a Thumblers, not Thumblers, Thumblers rock tumbler, vibratory tumbler. So this is a bowl. So you still need your rotary tumbler for stage 1. Vibratory tumbler will not do stage 1. It may have a go at it, but it won't do it well. And it destroys your bowl as well. The sharp edges will cut away the plastic bowl. So these are for stage 2 onwards. So take your rocks, fresh out of stage 1, put them in your bowl, put some water in there, rinse them off. So all you have is wet rocks. There's no sitting water, there's no standing water in there. It's just wet rocks. That goes on there. It does, believe me, it does. That goes on there. You put in your 200 silicon carbide, screw it down, lid on, screw that down. Now this is where it changes. Firstly, you're using a lot less silicon carbide. So where you might use 3 tablespoons for every, 1 tablespoon for every pound. So this is a 3 pound, takes 3 tablespoons. This is a 10 pound tumbler. And again, you use 3 tablespoons for that complete 10 pounds. So already you're saving on grit. The other thing is 2 days as opposed to a week. So 2 days in stage 2, take them out, rinse them off, put them back in, 2 days stage 3. And again, just 3 tablespoons. Whereas if you were doing them in these, 10 pounds would be 10 tablespoons of silicon carbide, which, although it's not expensive, it's not cheap either, but the big difference is when you're going to polish your rocks. So stage 3 is finished, you tip them out, you rinse them off, you put them back in. Again, no standing water. Your rocks are just wet. You fill up the bowl with rocks and water. You tip off all the excess water, so all you've got is rocks that have a thin layer of water on them. So this is your polishing stage. Put your rocks in, put your polish in, 2 days, maybe 3 days, depending on how they look. They're finished. You tip them out, the rocks are beautifully polished. So the last 3 stages in a vibratory tumbler, 6 days to a week at max. With these ones, you're looking at 3 weeks at least. So there's your big advantage, as well as the fact that you're using over 1/3 less grit and polish, which is the big cost. The polish is big. So do I recommend getting a vibratory tumbler? Absolutely. Real game changer as far as I'm concerned for any serious rock tumbler. There's a few different models. This one, from what I read, seems to be about the best. There are others. There's also Lotto tumbler, but to me they seem a bit small. The bowls are a bit small, so it sort of limits what size rocks you can put in them. There's a few other ones. There's an ultrasonic one that uses a different method to get the vibrating ultrasonic waves to vibrate the rocks. But yeah, so far as value for money, which isn't really that special in Australia, I think this cost $685. In the US, you'd probably pay 1/3, but we just have trouble getting them here, so we pay through the nose for sure. So yes, vibratory tumbler, absolutely. If you can afford it, go and buy one today, if you can find one. You might have to put an order in, but well worth it. This is going to be my last video for a few weeks. I've got a lot of real work on. I actually work, and the next few weeks is very busy, so this will be my last video for a few weeks. But if you want, jump across to my Facebook page, Prospector Paul. I'll put a link down below and check out that. There's a lot of still photos of the stuff that I've made videos of. That's pretty interesting. So yeah, check that out. Till next time, see ya.